Signal bursties.
Mm-hmm. We'll be all right.
I trust you because you're wearing a scarf. Therefore, you are a filmmaker.
We're the only trustworthy animals on the face of the planet.
Groot.
This is Jason Damico here with the Jason Damico Show, and I'm sitting on a suitcase right now because there's not enough room for the configuration here at the hotel for more than 2 people on this set, but I've got my very good friends, Clark and Kobel, with us. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Millennium Music Conference, 24th annual. Let's just talk about what you guys are doing here, because this is not your first rodeo.
This is Clark of Clark and Kobel. No, this is my 12th or 13th millennium, so I've done almost half of these things that they've done. So I've been coming around since about 2007 or 2008, approximately. I've watched the people grow old.
Yeah.
Myself included.
Well, we sat in at one of the panel sessions yesterday. Fantastic. Just, really great knowledge. As far as you guys creatively, because you guys are collaborators from an artistic standpoint, tell the viewers and listeners what's going on as far as we've got the Tarot music video project.
So much more than
more than just that, though.
So
it was really. I was like, I gotta have these guys on to talk about this.
Well, because it's going to be one of the most unique projects ever put out, and that's not an ego statement. That's a fact. We've researched it.
Yeah.
We've researched it. So as another famous story started a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
With 4 dots at the end, always 4.
Cue the scroll music.
Yeah.
So Josh and I met while playing with another artist, and when things went south with that artist, I was like, he has a good voice, so we should keep working together, because I collect singers. Because
he doesn't collect just singers; he collects people in general. He's a people collector. He's a networker. That's one of his biggest strengths, is networking.
So we were in this group together, and it went south because the person was not really community friendly in the group. So I said we should get together and try something. And we got together, and I think the first one was Gotta Have Love.
Yeah, which is not...
No, it's all about love.
It's all about love. Now, yeah, that's a song that I wrote. That was actually the first song I ever wrote, and I brought it to this group that we were with at the time and said, hey, can we maybe try to do this? Because it kind of fits what our theme of some of the stuff that we do. And he really liked it, so we
What were the main
it.
influences between the two of you as far as...
the main influences, like what we share,
sound.
Well, he's a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll. I come from the rock side of things, but he comes from the theater side of things.
Yeah, I'm very theatrical. I'm very much into musical theater, opera, the classic stuff.
I grew up doing theater.
I like I like a lot of folk too. Like I love Irish music. I love
There's a lot of common ground with what we're both music people. We love music in all its forms. He sings in like 5 languages.
Wow.
I have. I went to college
operatic.
I've sung in Italian, French, German, Spanish, Latin, lots of Latin.
Wow.
Sing something in Latin for 5 seconds.
What?
I always do this to him.
Yes, he does.
Because I like to show him. I was like, Josh, show him what you can do.
Veni, veni, Emmanuel, captivum solve Israel. Everybody knows that. It's come from Emmanuel, but it's actually a
solid tenor.
Yeah.
Voice, man.
What people don't know is that he was just singing in Latin for you the ingredients of Aunt Jemima's maple syrup.
I think Jesus may have something to say about that.
He wants more pancakes. So we share a lot of common ground in musical background. I'm heavily educated, but I didn't do the college route. I've been a teacher for 25 years and studying.
I actually did.
Can you talk about your education or background for just a minute or two?
Yeah. So I started music. Well, my first guitar I got when I was like 8, and the first musical gesture I ever had was to actually literally throw it down the stairs because I wanted to hear it explode. And for some reason, my parents decided to buy me another guitar. I probably lied and said that it was an accident or something. But no, I remember I went boom. the strings popped off. But yeah, so I got into music and I obsessed. I mean, I remember being 8 years old and raging to Revolver Beatles on my headphones.
It's such a great record.
In bed, laying there and like doing this stuff while you're laying in bed. And I started playing guitar seriously probably around 12, and I was teaching by 13.
Awesome.
I put in like 1,000 hours my first year, and I learned the super secret trick to teaching, which is if I know more than you, then I can get paid by you. So I started taking students on and teaching them what I knew, and it grew, and I decided I never wanted to work a muggle job.
A muggle job.
It's great. It's great.
Like, vanilla's my favorite ice cream, but that's about it. I like that French vanilla anyway, so it's got the little bean bits in it. So a lot of that, and over the years it progressed, and I just kept going and kept going and kept going, and when I went to high school, I tested for AP Music Theory because I wanted to get into the advanced class because I had a little ego, and I was like, I could do better than your intro class. And as it turns out, I got like a 98 on the entrance exam. So it's funny, I walked into Advanced Placement Music Theory in high school knowing so much already from independent study that I basically used the entire senior year music AP program to read The Lord of the Rings. And they would give me the curriculum in the very beginning of the quarter, and
that's it.
It's like, is this it? Okay, cool. I'm done. Can I go back to reading The Two Towers?
Right.
It's getting to a really good part. Smeagol's getting dark, But and that's it. And then I kept it going, and I've been doing. I formed a band in 2003. That band was called Amber Blues. We were actually Millennium featured artists for a while.
Awesome.
And from there, we were a band for like 12 years, and we educated as a band. We studied group voice with an opera instructor, the head opera instructor in the state of Delaware. We took band lessons with her for two or 3 years.
Wow.
And we studied with a guy named John Battaglia Jr., who was worked at the Wilhelmina Talent Agency in California, which is the he was responsible for Jessica Simpson, Usher, Eve, like all these big pop stars, and he was a personal coach. So we used him for 5 years. And I got my education through living it in the band world. So that's why I know about stuff that people go to college don't know about.
Right.
Unless they go to college for something specific. Mm-hmm. But if you go to college for music performance, you don't usually learn the business side as much. If you go to college for music business, you don't usually. They do that because they can't play guitar good,
right.
And they want to be a lawyer instead.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So that's how
you gotta be well versed.
And I still study. I still study quite a lot. And
so as far as wrapping up 2020, big plans obviously for the two of you. Tell the people.
So back to the chapter 2. Josh and I got together and we started working, and the first song we did was called at the time "Gotta Have Love," which is like Josh. See, I'm very very like pagan. The old ways, the old religion, and you are.
I'm actually a Christian. I go to church almost every Sunday. So yeah. We're a bit of an odd couple in that way, but yeah.
Well, that's the nature of the project.
That's it, man.
Because I like to joke that Josh is in the broom closet because he likes he's very Christian, but he loves to play with his tarot cards.
I just don't like to. I like the variety that the world has to offer. So I enjoy
spiritual.
Yeah.
And it's all at the end of the day. I mean, experience is experience.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we got together. We worked on that song, and after we did the first song, you came in the studio. We recorded that, and then I had you sing on my song "Lover's Moon." Mm-hmm. And after that, we were like, "Well, what should we do now?" And he's like, "Well, I have this song. It was a lullaby at the time. You called it."
No, that was different.
Oh,
the one I showed you next was "The Fool."
Oh, that's right.
But the lyrics that I had for "The Fool" were you did not like them at all. It was like, what is this song about? You have like 5 different messages. Pick one and write a song. But you were, I think, kind of inspired by that song because you immediately thought of the Fool tarot card, which is 0, and
that's kind of how it got.
That's where we went.
Yeah.
And now we have 22 songs later, plus another like 40 that
Yeah. So he came with this song, "The Fool," and I was like, "Oh, it's like the Tarot Fool. Cool, we'll do that." So we ended up writing a song that was kind of tarot-ish. For those of you who don't know, the tarot is the card-based divination system used for not quite fortune telling, but guidance. And every card has a different meaning. And we did the Fool, and we were like, well, this is pretty cool. And naturally, we're like, well, all right, well, that's done. So what's next? Then he had another song. They were like, oh, well, this kind of fits another tarot card. And that was when it kind of became
A
like,
series,
you
almost.
can't eat just one
Yeah.
chip. You can't eat one potato chip.
right.
Because after
Well, why
he
not? You got to do the whole damn thing.
well,
you
he
know?
came out with the second song and said, this is what I've got. And we decided to do a second card. And by the time we finished that one, we were like, we're working really well together. We have a good flow. It's very easy. We don't fight. I don't think we've ever raised our voices more than a little bit at each other.
No, not really.
Because, like, you know, one of us will get annoying and we'll
Well,
kind of
there's
be
a
like,
synergy, there's a chemistry. You know?
Yeah.
and so we ended up just saying, why don't we just do the whole damn thing?
When are you guys releasing it?
That's the funny question. Well, here's the thing. So, all right. So there's 78 cards.
There are 78.
There's 78 tarot cards. We decided it's broken into. It's like a deck of cards. You have like the trumps and then the other ones. I hate
Yeah.
using the T word anytime, but
Yeah.
anyway,
the
major
suit.
arcana, minor arcana.
Yeah.
Yeah, the suit.
And
And
so
the minor arcana is where the suits are. The major arcana is where our project has focused for now.
Yeah.
We don't know yet if we're
Okay.
going to move on to if we want to do a whole 78 song collection, which would be like
That's, I
well,
mean,
the
it's
joke,
hefty.
the
It's
joke,
hefty.
the
You
joke
know,
has
like-
always been, we paid for the first half, y'all can pay for the second half.
yeah, exactly.
If you like it, but so the major arcana has 22 different cards, and each card is an archetype that tells a story.
Yeah.
So you know you get the Fool, who's like a naive person going into their journey, and then you go through the card of sacred masculinity and sacred femininity, and the card of spiritual strength, and the Hierophant and the High Priestess and the Chariot, and they're all different. They tell a story. So we went and we decided to just barrel through, and we wrote comprehensive songs that are very detailed and very musically detailed.
Yeah.
And we did all 22 of them, and that took a good while, at which point I decided, we should do at least one video, and just like this damn chips,
It's just boom, boom, boom,
we
boom,
can't
boom.
do one and not do them all.
Nah.
So we ended
That's
up
exciting stuff,
so
man.
we ended up we're 17 out of 22 videos in right now.
Jeez.
And for those of you who like the Marvel universe, there are Easter eggs connecting like the first video to the 17th video, to where there's like plot arcs that don't even come into full conclusion until you watch the whole movie.
Yeah.
And we've actually gotten some famous people involved.
Wow.
So
Cool.
one particular fellow is named Oberon Zell, who is very big in the spiritual community as he's a wizard. Literally, he's a
Wow.
wandering
Yeah.
wizard, and he's
Wow.
famous for doing that. And he's actually got his own claim to fame, so he's involved. And we've had musicians involving people from the Spin Doctors involved. Stevie Wonder's backup singers were on a couple songs.
That's cool,
And
guys.
otherwise, it was mainly just us and our crew. We have 5 videos left. And these videos are scheduled to be done by like June, and then we have to go and edit them into the movie because it will be a full-length feature movie. It's gonna be about 3 hours and probably 3.5 hours all said and done. And it's really cool. The videos are great. The videos are, and the biggest thing I want to impress is that with what we did with the tarot when it came to the videos was real people, real stories, because we didn't want to
Yeah,
have
that was a big
actors
thing.
acting like a
Right.
person.
Right.
So for for like the High Priestess, for example, we had a couple of people there, and the High Priestess is kind of like about utilizing the power of water as knowledge and deeper knowledge, and we had a couple of people that was their storyline. For the Empress, which is the motherhood card, we got a big old pregnant mama who was gorgeous, and we filmed part of her pregnancy, and
Wow.
the video
Wow.
culminates with the fireplace in the background, and the camera goes over her shoulder, and she's holding her newborn baby.
You guys are like those just like guerrilla filmmakers, and
Yeah.
man, that's
Oh,
awesome.
well, I'll tell you, we've been doing this all with 1 or 2 cameras and free locations, because we've been doing a lot of this outdoors, which has been making it take so long because we have to wait for the weather.
The weather,
You gotta
yeah.
get
And
them.
so it's all real people, real stories, and
Very cool.
It's authentic because these people are not acting; they're portraying who they actually are.
You guys
Yeah.
just capturing what's there.
Yeah.
And that to
Yeah.
me is what the magic of film
One
is.
of
you
my
know?
one of my favorites for that aspect of our music videos is probably the Emperor, because we have an older couple that had actually just gotten married not long before we did the video for it, but it sort of chronicles like their relationship in a way, because you see how much they love each other
Right.
in the music video, along with the story that we wrote in our song. So it like pairs really, really
And
well together.
What's cool too
It's
is
fun.
that with the music, every song is a different genre with a different lead singer.
Yeah, and that's been, I have to say that is one of the coolest things about this for me, because I still consider myself pretty green as a songwriter. I've learned so much from him about how to do songwriting and how the business works, and I've kind of learned it all on the fly. It's been a little overwhelming, but that was what was nice about this project, is that the source material for doing these songs, it's so rich.
Well, please keep us at bay. To wrap things up, I mean, just social media for you guys. If you're plugged into it, where can everybody find you? And wait for this.
There's a Clark and Kobel Facebook page. The website is not even started because, in addition to the music and the videos, we're also having a custom card deck drawn for the entire project.
Cool.
So it's going to be a multimedia project, and the website's kind of like the last leg that needs to come together.
Yeah.
But Clark and Kobel is going to be what you can find us under.
Clark and Kobel Music.
Yeah, and my personal business side of things is JC Music and Wellness, as that's my job. I do music and wellness. And you have your collective. Is that something you want to plug?
Sure. Actually, a couple friends of mine and I, as you can see, I'm a steampunk. I love steampunk. I love steampunk music. I love steampunk art, everything about it. I have a group of friends of mine and I that we have a small business called the Trilobite Collective, where we make and sell different kinds of things. We're sort of a ragtag group, but we love it. We go around to different local steampunk events and sell our wares and just kind of do our thing. But you can find us, if you want to check that out, on the Trilobite Collective.
You guys make sure I get these links. We'll put them in the description box.
Where do you live? Where do you live out of?
I'm in North Carolina. We're based out of Raleigh, North
Raleigh.
Carolina.
Raleigh. Because that's one of those things. You're gonna want to do a part 2 to this because
man, absolutely.
When you actually, you're an actor. When you actually see these things,
we gotta have you on for a full 2-hour segment because we usually do hour to 2 hour segments.
Wow.
Would you like a special premiere of one of the videos on your show?
Absolutely.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, so it's a lot.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us up here.
Jason Damico Show at the MMC Conference 24th Annual, and Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We're out. Thanks, guys. Peace.